Hi everyone, my name's Lily, and this is Bloggy-API, my weekend hackathon project that went from Hello World to Live Deploy. Bloggy-API is a multi-user headless CMS backend built with Node.js, Express, and MongoDB that provides core content management features including user authentication and full CRUD capabilities for blog posts. It uses a MongoDB schema to define the data structure for users, posts, and comments. Let me just make myself smaller and show you my GitHub repo. Come on, you can do it. Lovely. So I have deployed this via Render and Mongo Atlas. So let me just show you that it's live. I did just do a quick, yes, there we go. Hello from Bloggy-API. And I want to also just show you on here. Let me just do the insomnia. Send a request. So this is getting all of, yep, we're good to go. Okay. So the API features RESTful endpoints for authentication, posts, profiles, and comments. We use JSON for simple, predictable data formats, developer-first design, production-ready, and JSON Web Token authentication with guest comments with author verification. Target audience and user stories. So thinking about Bloggy-API, it's for developers, it's for bloggers, it's for startups and agencies. It's a simple tool that you can use to manage your posts, your comments, user profiles, or as a backend for you to then develop for your blogging platforms. There is a super quick setup. I love that about this API that we built. So quick to install all of these things and features, and I love that npm install just installs the dependencies when you clone the repo. I think that's really cool. So there is a short list of dependencies here and then their purposes. So some of the main ones that are utilized here is Express. So Express we use for the web framework, Mongoose obviously from MongoDB. We've got JSON Web Tokens, which is super important when we're doing authentication for signing up a user and then logging into a user and then using that token to then allow them to create the blog posts, to update, delete the blog posts, and make sure that they're just doing it for their blog posts and not anyone else's. And then obviously not having other people come in and start deleting other people's blog posts. The model for, let me just show you some of the models. So there is 3 models defined. And one of the cool things is just with the user, I did a subschema within the user model for profile. So this is something that a user can also update, create, update, and delete with the CRUD points. So I thought that that was a really cool feature that I implemented within the user schema. Comment. So the comment schema is handles comments on the blog posts. So this is something, I need to make myself just a little bit smaller. So here with all the models, I've really utilized the Mongoose schema to create these models really easily. And the comment schema is a nested route within the post route. What a words. Okay, so let's go into my routes. So the post route is, oh no, what am I doing? I need to go into the other one. Comments. So these are nested within the post routes because obviously when you're talking about a blog post, comments go on a blog post. So you've got to have the blog's post ID and then we look at the comments and then the comment ID. So that's how that's being managed with that. So you can see here you can see in the root that it's defined within the post. So API version 1 post ID, and then the comment. And an interesting one with the delete function. So because when thinking about comments, who should be able to have access to creating a comment and deleting a comment. And I find with most blog posts and with Bloggy-API, it's public. Public are allowed to leave comments on a blog post, but how do you authenticate that? And how do you stop spam coming in and that kind of thing? Now, for version 2, it got a little bit crazy in my research. Version 2, version 3, blah, blah, blah. That can look at doing sanitizing that and like recaptures and things like that. I kind of had to like rein it back in because it's just a weekend and Lily needs to chill. Otherwise, I just go down all these tangents. So I did the delete functions for the comments as a user can delete a comment on any of their posts because that's pretty standard. So they can use their username to authenticate it. Not the JW token. That was creating a lot of bugs for me, and I feel like, again, pick your battles when it's a weekend project, and that's something that can be looked at later down the track. So a username can delete a comment. A user can delete a comment with their username, and also a comment author. So anyone in the public can create and delete a comment, but when that comes to deleting the comment, they have to enter their name that they gave. So the author's name, which isn't visible. So I felt like that was a simpler way to kind of have a little bit of authentication on that. Without kind of going in the deep end of then having to actually do, everything else. So just for this project, obviously there is always room for improvement and learning about all the new things. So Bloggy-API, we've talked about that, dependencies. There's some cool little snapshots here for the purpose of the key dependencies, the security impact, and these are all the endpoints I created. So there's quite a lot going on. So we've got our authentication, obviously register, sign up, and log in. We've got your profile. You can view a profile, which is public. You can create, update, and delete a profile, obviously authenticated. Same with posts, get post, all posts. You can get posts by just a specific person, all of their posts, so profile, username. You can get posts, just one single post by ID, and then the user can also create, update, and delete their posts. And here, what I was talking about before is the comment section, so the nested routes within the posts. Can I move that? Yes, hello. So MVP features are also listed here just for a bit more clarity. So, what else shall I talk about? Let's have a look. Middlewares. Oh, yes, it's very important. So I created quite a few crazy middlewares. Global error handler in class where you would show and to put it in the index.js, but I just kind of felt like keeping things clean and dry. I always like to have my error handlers just in their own separate file. So this was really fun to make. There is so much more that I could add. And again, version 2, pick your battles. But yeah, I think I really enjoy kind of working through the errors, finding them and like dealing with them so that they like never come up again. It's kind of really satisfying in a way. I don't know if that's weird. And then, so this is the comment authentication for the users and the public. Being able to delete their comments. So when you do write it in the JSON body, if you're testing this in Insomnia, you just have this as delete author and then you write the author name. It's the only way I could kind of figure out a little bit of authentication to go with it, This is for the JSON Web Token authentication. There's a few in there. Every time I came across one, I was like, just chuck it in the middleware. Validate sign up, validate if the post exists. So I know that my code may not be dry. I tried my best. But one thing that I did notice a lot, a recurring pattern within the code is checking if a post exists, right? I mean, so many do. Like if you're updating a post, if you're deleting a post, you got to check if it's there first. So I put that in its own little file to then, use and keep the code dry in that sense. Um, yeah, I think that there's a lot of room for improvement. There always will be. Version 2, obviously. But I'm really proud of what I created in such a short amount of time and having only just kind of absorbed this information in such a short amount of time as well. So, yeah, I'm pretty stoked to have completed that. And yeah, I would love your feedback, anything that I can improve on. If everything's in the right place, that's another thing that I get a little bit confused about. So yeah, just please let me know improvements in the code and the structure and syntax and things like that. There's probably stuff that could be written a bit easier sometimes. But yeah, anyway, I'm rambling. Okay, thank you so much. I was going to say have a lovely weekend. It's not the weekend anymore. Okay, bye. See ya.